My first job out of college was as a business analyst for McKinsey. Now I'll tell you a little bit about the day-to-day of that job, the skills you need to be successful, and some of the things you can do afterwards. The day-to-day revolves around problem solving. You start out by breaking down the problem the clients hired you to do into smaller, more manageable chunks. Then for each chunk you need to do an analysis to solve that part of the problem. Once you've carried out those analyses, you synthesize the results, put them back together into a presentation. The last part is communication. You need to both communicate in a written form, either through a PowerPoint presentation or a Word document, and in an oral form through a presentation to the client. Practically speaking, that means you do three main things. The first is you work with your team to figure out how to break down the problem. You might do that by having brainstorming sessions at a whiteboard. The second thing you do is analysis. That's usually carried out by requesting data from the client and then working on that data in Excel. You may need to do some other sorts of research like interviews or look at industry reports to figure out how your client's data compares to what they should be achieving. And thirdly, you work in PowerPoint to create presentations and communicate your results. To be successful as a consultant, the skills you need are not very specialized. First, you need to be a good problem solver, and that means you need to like thinking about how to break down problems and put them back together to get an effective solution. You need to be a logical thinker. You need to be facile with numbers so that you can do analysis effectively. And you need to be able to communicate well, both in written and oral form. Those are the key skills you need to be a good consultant. Last, I'll talk about job options afterwards. There are many. Consulting gives you a lot of flexibility. Many people take functional roles in organizations, both large and small. Some people move into financial services, jobs like private equity or venture capital. And thirdly, many people go on to grad school. A lot of people go to business school, some go to law school, and some go into other graduate program degrees. Though consulting offers you a lot of flexibility, the key is it still leaves you the question of figuring out what you want to do next. And to effectively transition out of a consulting job after being an analyst, you need to be thinking almost from the beginning of when you start what it is you want to do next so that you get the right set of experiences and position your consulting experience in a way that's specifically relevant to the job you want to do after you leave.